for John Danowski and Duke, their first win at the Dome, the JMA Wireless Dome as it's called now. Face-offs will be a big advantage for Duke today. Jake Naso, one of the best in the nation. That area has been a struggle all season long for the Cuse.
It has, and that's why I give so much credit to this offense. Really playing with the ball in their sticks way less than the opposition, but Naso, you could argue he might have had the best regular season of any face-off specialist in Division I lacrosse this year.
Syracuse comes up with the ball off the face-off, and the Orange with possession for the first time.
It's the Canadian influence. Guys like Owen Hiltz, Finn Thompson, Alex Simmons. They are so smooth.
In the first meeting of the season, Duke plus 34 on shots, plus 16 on...
Go cross your body on a right-handed goalie like Will Mark. That's some sweet stuff by 34 in white.
That's going to be against Duke with holding. So Syracuse with the ball.
It's like turf.
Neal had 4 goals, 2 assists against the Orange last time out.
Middle school, and Joe Spallina was coaching this team. Had Joey playing a couple years up. Brendan O'Neill's 2 years older than Joey Spallina, and I remember watching these guys. The skill level was absolutely insane. Like, they had the skill level of pro players, just smaller body off on those 91 Crush teams, and he was an amazing face-off guy as well.
Here is Naso, another Long Island product. That one turned away. Clark, that's got to be a deep moment, though, for those 3. It's O'Neill, it's Spallina, and it's McAdory, scoring 3 consecutive goals. And all 3 of them have been playing either together or against each other in some way, shape, or form since 3rd grade.
Yes, it's incredible. And the common denominator between all of them, they're lacrosse junkies. They live and breathe against a team like Duke. Like, where are you going to manufacture your offense? Spallina unassisted, Cook unassisted. So this will now force Duke to be on a little bit more red alert in terms of the Dodgers. And that's when you can counter if you're Syracuse with the passing. So the Spallina unassisted goal and the Cook unassisted goals are good signs for this offense.
Field scoring record, a mark that had stood since 1996. He's built on that season. Should garner some All-American honors. Duke controlling the face-off X, no surprise there. Naso will stay out on offense. Nobody picks him up. Naso all the way, saved by Mark. He's
you put him behind the cage, he can give you those kind of opportunities, but from that same spot against Virginia, I saw him passing as well. So he gives you a varied, multi-dimensional invert midi from that spot.
Late ride before the end of the quarter. Syracuse chucks it down.
Completely on Duke's side because they doubled him in shots, all the pipes, and Will Mark was absolutely amazing in that game with the 22 saves, and he looks like he's playing the typical Will Mark game in this first quarter. It's the question throwing that pass to any other player on the Duke team other than Dyson Williams.
That became a scramble, but it's still won by Duke and Aiden McGuire. Dyson Williams, team leading 28th assist for Hiltz. Duke the other way. O'Neal on the doorstep. Williams denied. Mark robbed a
broadcasting school, the Newhouse School of Journalism up at Cuse. I know someone who went there named Denise Schroff. And Cole Kurth shows up on campus in the fall, almost like a gift, right? He's going there. He's going to use his last year of eligibility. Players love him so much. His leadership all season long in terms of a sheer stopper. The 2 best goalies in the country, I think, are Will Mark and Liam Entenmann. from Notre Dame. But the one thing I think Mark probably does better than Liam Entenmann is he steals some shots a little bit more. Entenmann has the edge in terms of his clearance. About it, when you look at this Duke offense, O'Neal and McAdory, the confidence to have the ball in their stick. I think Charles Balsamo, in terms of volume, is about as comfortable as any other player outside of O'Neal and McAdory.
O'Neal with a rifle. Make it, take it. Naso wins the faceoff, and it's his high school teammate Brennan O'Neal with his second.
He is Brennan O'Neal, and the reason being is last time out, he had 14 shots against Syracuse. He was instant offense. The Orange did not have an answer for him at all. And now you have Landon Clary, who is guarding him again. And Landon Clary's a really solid defender. But O'Neal was feasting in that last game. Only had the 6 points, but with all the pipes and Mark stealing shots, O'Neal was comfortable in that matchup. So if I'm Duke, I'm going heavy dose of Brennan O'Neal.
O'Neal 2 for 5 shooting today.
Than everyone else in the country. Like, he makes plays a lot of times that you say, like, how do you stop that? How do you stop it?
Will Marks
in his way for his natural release, and that just shows you what a finisher looks like. A finisher at an elite level like Dyson Williams changes their release points. And that was about as hard of a shot to track. It looked like your customary overhand. No, he caught it and like, sorry.
Andrew Bonafide took over for Wilhelm in goal for Duke in the first half. We're told it's not injury related. It was performance related. And Syracuse, which had struggled at the X, wins the opening faceoff of quarter number 3. Tied Tom Marechek on the freshman points ledger for Syracuse. Here comes Naso. O'Neal looking for Dyson Williams off his stick. The names on that list: 2 Powells, Zilberti, Marechek, and Spallina. That is elite company.
Critical things in terms of offensive talent. How quick you can make that snappy pass, and that was a beautiful pass by Brennan O'Neal.
Clary coming the other way.
To defense in the approach and go opposite.
O'Neal working on a 5-point lead today. Duke's dominance at the faceoff X. And the opponent, Syracuse today, Syracuse in 2013.
Yeah, Miles Jones, you saw him. He was a freshman on that team, and we're talking about the physicality of Ricky Miezon. I remember in the second half of that game, he just lowered a shoulder that led
back-to-back 5-goal games. Cuse wins this face-off clean. It's fine, but no traction. No
Bonafide, and beating him near side to off stick. I mean, there's no net virtually to shoot at there for Hiltz, but he finds it.
Hiltz, Alex Simmons, Finn Thompson, all Canadians, part of the Syracuse top 6. Bounce shot, Naso.
It's the 6-on-6 and tagging him as just an offensive midi. I don't know if that plays to the strength of his or a team that drafts him, but without question, there's a spot for a guy like Garrett Ledman in the PLL because people have looked at him as the generational talent. Maybe the biggest prospect in, geez, I don't even know how long.
Brennan O'Neal, 200 career. Cornell off of the seed line, at least as of the moment.
Absolutely, and it would put pressure on the Big Red to possibly have to win that first Ivy semifinal game next week in New York. Because at a conference, you thought the Ohio State win for Cornell would be big. Ohio State has tanked. Army now loses. That's what 40 in blue has done for Gary Gate.
So Syracuse now, they got the penalty. They face off 3 versus 2. Richiusa wins it clean.
Good offensive players at Albany, one but the last name of Thompson and one in Fields. That group was ridiculous.
Big ground. This looked to be on the verge of a Duke runaway, 15-9 going into the fourth quarter. Syracuse with 3 goals in the first 3 minutes, and now they're winning faceoffs. There's Richiusa to play it back to Spallina.
Have that advantage, especially in ACC play. They've been minus 50% in every ACC game at the Faceoff X. You give this team opportunities, you give them the ball. Change is 51 in white.
Richiusa, another face-off win. Plays it to Spallina. Slams on the brakes.
Richiusa's beaten Naso clean a few times, Anish.
He's won a couple here. Spallina, well, Caputo's the vet there. And you always have Ledman, who we know can play 2 ways if you needed that. Richiusa has won 6 out of 12. He fires high. That might be Duke.
Simmons so well when those 2 Canadians are on the high righty wing. He'll be looking for another mate next year in terms of that 2-man game.
It's going to be a fun finish to the season. The top of the ACC in Duke, Notre Dame, and Virginia, all bona fide national championship contenders. They're jockeying for position amongst the top 3 seeds. Carolina on the bubble with an opportunity against Notre Dame. The Ivy League